Alright. Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to emmavoid's Let's Plays. This time, we're starting up Escape, or ESC, or ESC, or however you want to pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure. But this is a visual novel made by Lena Rain, who did, she did like all the music composition for Celeste, which was completely amazing. And so when I heard that she was releasing this, I just knew I had to play it. So, I know basically nothing about it other than it's spooky and kind of glitchy. Like purposefully glitchy, as you can see with the title there. So, let's start it out. The following events have already occurred. They are a reenactment meant purely for archival purposes. Welcome to Muck. Ooh, a Muck. New logo under construction. ASCII will return soon. To enter with a new character, type B for begin. To log into an existing character, type return. For a description of Muck and all house rules, type legend. To exit, press escape. Okay, well. Oh. Legend. Welcome to the world of Muck. While you may feel in control of your environment, you are not. Okay. Muck stands for Multi-User Chat Kingdom, a digital world that consists of multiple interconnected rooms in order to support many users in the endeavor of role-playing. For more information on Verda and its canon, please contact the currently assigned administrator, who is Stone. Current options, rules, commands, escape. So no matter what you press, I just happened to press the right thing that time. No matter what you press, it decides what is coming up next. You have no choice but to relive the memories as they play out. Do not talk out of character unless preceded by OOC. If at all possible, refrain from using OOC excessively. Do not power game. Do use your words, effective playing. Okay, so yeah, everything relies upon your own creativity. Do be creative. So I've never actually played a Muck, but I know a lot about them. If you become overwhelmed, there's always the option to escape. To speak, type blah blah To emote. To examine someone and see their appearance, to check the travelers currently in your room. Okay. R for return. To mark that you understand these limitations, please sign below. Welcome back, please enter your username. Ooh. Rain. Please type your password. Note the passwords are case sensitive. Haha. You can just type in whatever. That's always nice. Now entering Muck. Please enjoy your stay. Wake from a deep slumber, returning to the clearing, summer. The verdant green expanse sprawls infinitely in all directions, ringed in towering trees that stretch upward into an azure sky. Many travelers have made their homes here, tents dotting the landscape like anthills. The calls of wild birds ring throughout the canopy, betraying your perception that this is just another part of the great forest of Far Tigener. There is a certain magic here, lingering in the tree limbs, waiting to be tapped. Exits, other travelers, Ozymandias. Jace smiles, raising a hand. Morning, Rain. Smile back. Hey, Jace. How's things? Jace shrugs. Business as usual. Quiet morning. Nod. You nod. Jace is typing. Oh, see, Oz is here, but he had to step out for a sec. Might want to wait for him to get back. Oh. Ozymandias leaves for the east. Trail of petals swirling behind him like a radiant cape. Or not. Stretch, looking around the clearing. Missed the bed last night. Technically, logging out in the clearing counts as going to sleep in your tent. Or Jace, you're a bit too quiet, honestly. Something on your mind? Jace says, okay, I'll just roll with it. He nods. There was a raid on the northern village in the middle of the night. It seems the Muck beasts are on the move. Interesting. You laugh. Just how's that business as usual, Chase? And what the hell are Muck beasts? She says, I'm just trying to get things going, okay? Don't want to just idle all morning. He blinks. This is no time to laugh. Hundreds of people might have been killed in their sleep. Now are you going to help me investigate or what? Shrug. Peace between the tents. I gotta remind you of the last time we ran off on one of your escapades. That was Oz's fault, remember? He won't be RPing the enemies this time, don't worry. Jace blinks again. Didn't you hear me? People, lives, mayhem! We stand around chatting long enough, there won't be a village left to save. Smirk. I'm just saying, there's always some village that needs saving in this forest. I'm about ready for a change. It's interesting having to wait for Jace to reply. Jace says, fine, if you really want to get out of this forest, we can leave. But only after I'm certain the Muck beasts have been silenced. You grin. I'll remember that. The sky darkens as a low rumble shakes the ground. Birds screech in anticipation of the inevitable. At first, there is nothing perceptibly different about the air, but then a slow fog begins to roll in. Throughout that fog, you see a pair of pure white eyes open into the void. A light footstep reaches through the mists, and the rest of his form follows, pale and silent. Ozymandias has arrived. Jace says, for fuck's sake, Oz! Ozymandias leaves to the west, a trail of petals swirling behind him like a radiant cape. What is a Muck beast anyway? Blink. That was odd. Sorry, I forgot to add a character that. Ignore Oz, he's probably messing around with spoof text. Good. Cool. Jace gestures to the north. If we leave now, we may still be able to make it in time. You grumble. You didn't answer my question. Damn it, Oz distracted me. Sec. Jace says, Muck beasts are fell constructs of metal and hate. Their eyes are polished stones, providing them with whatever terrible power keeps their ragged limbs thundering through the woods, terrorizing what little is left of our civilization. Jan yawns and emerges from his tent. Barry says, "Nice, Jace." Jace says, "Hey Barry, thanks. Remember your OOC tag." OOC, okay. Sorry. Caps. Nods slowly. Our civilization, huh? I mean, hey, if you say so. Jace says, out of character, "Well, I need to come up with something since Oz decided saving the day meant nuking all of the dark cult of Fador from orbit, and hasn't bothered setting up any more enemies since." That was a fun adventure, IMO. Jan falls asleep. Jace says, "Not that I mind it really, because Fador isn't even canon for this setting." Jan yawns and emerges. Look toward Barry, distracted by the young Elsa arrival. You smile. "Barry, I didn't see you there." Barry, "I'm not young anymore. Check my description." Desk, Barry. Logged in for 2 minutes. For you is the most beautiful elf you can think of. She has long pink hair and bouncy curls and eyes that laugh. She's wearing pretty skimpy clothing, lol, but she has a boyfriend, so no funny ideas. Also, she isn't young anymore. She's probably early 20s or so now. Equipment, sword, skimpy clothes. Jace says, "You've got a typo in the first sentence. Also, there aren't elves in Verda." Damn, did I spell beautiful wrong? Didn't realize Barry's sudden change. You must have gotten a lot of sleep. Barry grins. "Yeah, I guess elves grow real fast or something." The sky darkens. Ozymandias has arrived. Jace says, "Seriously?" Ozymandias elucidates. "Sorry, all. Setting up. Meet you north." Ozymandias leaves to the north, a trail of petals. Blah blah. Jan falls asleep. Jace frowns, tapping his foot against the damp morning grass. "We'll have plenty of time to discuss rapidly aging elves and the existence of mock beasts once we're on the road. Shall we?" Barry, Jan got lag hell catch up. "May as well. After you." Jace leaves to the north. Barry leaves to the north. We leave to the north. No sooner do you push out of the clearing and into the northern woods, do the trees begin to grow more and more dense. There's little room to breathe on the thin path of scattered bark and leaves, and branches reach out from either side. Far off in the distance, the yowling of some unknown beast makes its presence known. Other travelers. Ozymandias grins from high above, perched cross-legged on a thin branch, no larger than his wrist. "Good, you made it," he says with a Cheshire air. Jace groans. "Oz, you again? I thought we were rid of you after your last antics." Ozymandias gasps. "Antics? Why, Jace, good friend, I am offended simply at the inference. Where would our band be had that vile cult been allowed to continue its curses?" Barry, "OOC, we're a band? LOL, I'm drummer." Jace says, "The damn cult has exploded so hard you wouldn't know they ever existed, let alone identify their leader. What if he's still out there? What if they're regrouping? We don't know." Ozymandias raises one delicate brow. With an ever-graceful twist, he springs from the treetop, landing directly in front of the roguish Jace. "You don't, but I do." Jace, "Oh, right, because you somehow managed to get information from one of the little specks of, what was it, iridescent dust that gleams in the air just so?" Barry says, "It was really pretty." That was a flavor description. You can't quote it in character. Cross your arms, leaning against a tree. "Okay, boys. Cockfight's getting boring. Jace here seems to think there's something called Muck beasts attacking villages. You know anything about them, Oz? As if you need to ask, Ozymandias laughs. Ooh, fade black. Ooh. Navigator's log, 1st of June 20XX. Dearest readers, I'm about to blow your mind. Note that, that won't actually happen until I get to the meat of the story, because, like, you gotta build up to those things, right? So, just keep your eyes on the page. Or, well, you know, the virtual equivalent through your frames. Frames, huh? Mind-blowing will come. Promise. Also, please don't be alarmed. I know, weird letter or whatever just showing up while you're trying to relax, enjoy a show, play a game, veg out. Do people veg anymore? I don't know. It's a weird term, forget it. So hey, a little bit about myself first. I'm what you'd call a navigator. I mean, you wouldn't know that until now because, like, as far as I can tell, I'm the only one. But, anyway, that's what I am. Now, I don't live on a ship or have an elaborate transformation sequence or anything, so you can drag your sailor suit fantasies out of the gutter. Like, please don't. What I do navigate are the interspatial pathways that carry data from the cerebral cortex out into that wonderful bit of gadgetry resting upon your noggin, and out into the wild, wireless ether. In other words, I jack mind data. If you wanted to be wrong, you could call me a hacker. Leave that to the tech bros entranced by the power fantasies of the past. I mean, hacker doesn't even make much sense anymore. Shit, call yourself what you want, no one's hacking the Serenet. Nah, that takes a navigator. Me. Let me clarify. With the rise of the cloud, or whatever nonsense term they used to make internet storage seem mystical, shit got pretty dark. Like, real dark for anyone that didn't want their info tracked. People couldn't keep anything secure, kept getting passwords stolen, identities thieved, all sorts of nonsense. I mean, no shit, right? Passwords are just a bunch of alphanumeric garbage you throw together when you couldn't care less about security, cause man, I just gotta torrent that hot new show. Surprise, you got hacked. And by hacked, I mean someone put a thing on your computer that popped up a thing on theirs that says, hey, this idiot fucked up. No one really bothered to change things up before the past apocalypse. Past apocalypse, huh? You don't buy a house and just cobble together your own key right then and there, right? Of course you don't. You get a professional on that. Like, sure, someone could pick the lock, but then you've got all these sophisticated security systems, attack dogs, laser drones, whatever. So what business did we ever have coming up with our own passwords? Unfortunately for my own wealth and entrepreneurial spirit, that ship has sailed, which still does not imply that sailor suit, so stop it. Internet security fucked up, and there are no takebacks. So the past apocalypse begets the physical media renaissance, begets the cloud version let's try this again, begets past apocalypse, but way worse, begets the cerebral network. Something new. Something different. Listen. The brain is weird. Like, I don't even know if I can put it into terms that don't sound like some 5-year-old grossing out over a mushed banana. It is, and will always be, weird. When you've got this mess of electricity squishing about in a wrinkly gray thing that somehow produces all the amazing things you're capable of, you start to get a little freaked out. Until the point you realize that the same kind of thing happens with digital signals, but without all the wrinkly parts. So, forget the physical and snuggle all cozy with the signals. The signals we create with our weird brains are all based on the imaginary lines we draw between two separate things. It's like dreaming. Let's say you're writing an angry email to your boss. What that data looks like is some sort of bullshit rampage straight out of an action flick. Except it's not nearly as cool, and you probably lose your wallet and get a loose tooth because you're also extremely anxious and clenching your jaw. Why not more literal? Why not just a gently written note proclaiming your well-intentioned feelings? Well, if our minds worked that way and just anyone could decrypt your mind dat, I'd be extremely out of a job. If you haven't already thrown down your frames in frustration, let me bring it back full circle. What do I do? Well, I'm no mind reader. You can't read that mess. Perfect for security, right? Mind data wouldn't require passwords other than the craziest shit your brain comes up with, right? Wrong. I intercept those signals before they make it to the Cyranet. Not for long, but for a brief moment in time, they're mine. In all their weirdness. And I can read them. Think about it for a sec. Thoughts, to dreams, to data. Yeah, I've seen some fucked up shit. More enthralling tales next time. For now, Navigator out. Huh. Interesting. Cerebral network mind dat number 525. 525 sets of eyes, 2 of them are green. The eyes are not looking at me. Most of the eyes are not looking at me, all but the green eyes. The green eyes are not like the rest. The green eyes are like the rest with the exception of color. The color leaks from a celestial faucet that drips down into the iris. It fills the eyes with that color, flooding the emptiness, flooding the pools with that color, dripping down into the pupil's abyss. Students line the great hole, green cloaks and green water with lilies, pupils around the pupil, kneeling, cloth flowing through ankle-deep waters, bending over into the endless darkness. Water dripping, pupils flipping, head over heels, synchronous, fading into the dark. Roleplay. This is getting pretty weird so far, but I'm liking it. Oh, ruined village. Back in the muck. Twirls of smoke spiral up through the branches of the northern forest. What was once a village now sits lifeless, surrounded by trees. Apologies for the hacked job description. We'll fill in with more room for info later. Other travelers nearby, Jace, Ozymandias, and Perry, and Jan, still asleep. Perry says, "Wow, this sucks." Ozymandias elucidates, out of character, "I did put in a disclaimer." Perry, out of character, "No, I meant the village sucks. It burnt down." Kneel at the charred remains of one of the houses. Oz, you're our expert. Are mock beasts capable of this sort of devastation? Ozymandias is typing. Ozymandias runs a hand along his jaw, surveying the area. The very sort. Flame spews forth from their fearsome maws on a whim, taking all that will not yield toward their eventual fates. You nod and rummage around in several piles of rubble, searching for discarded trinkets. I mean, yeah, might as well loot the place, right? You pace around the area. Jace says, "Out of character. How's Oz the expert? I came up with the damn things." Tilt your head and squints. I think I figured out where they... Oh. You came up with the concept, but Ozymandias is a very well-seasoned traveler and has quite likely seen a great deal of these beasts in action. It just makes sense. I think I figured out where they've gone. Jan yawns and wakes from his slumber. Oh, see. Sorry. I think Jan's just following along. Oh, see. No problem, baby. You're here now. Jace runs over to Rain, still holding a charred plank from one of the houses. What? What did you find? Ozymandias yawns. Of course you did. I've known the correct direction this entire time, and have simply waited until one of you simply came to the realization. Oh, of course. You laugh. Have you now? Ozymandias blinks. Yes, they ran off further north, into the foliage. He kneels down, rubbing a charred leaf between thumb and forefinger. You can see where the last lick of flame left scorch marks upon this poor deer. Barry nods. Yeah, that makes sense. You roll your eyes and kick at the bush Oz seems fascinated by. Stop looking down there. I thought you were an expert on mock beasts. First, use your nose. Smell that? Whoa, that's kind of weird. Osmandius elucidates. No. Barry sniffs. Jace raises a brow, testing the air. Now that you mention it, yes, it's a bit like rust? Yeah. Osmandius crosses his arms and inclines his head toward the burnt houses. And that's the smell of blood. It smells like rust. Grin. No, I can assure you, this is literally rust. Now... you pace over to a collection of trees on the outskirts of the village. See these scratch marks? Osmandius elucidates. Dear, I know the room description is lacking, but you can't just make up details that clearly aren't there. Didn't stop you. Ruined village. Twirls of smoke. What was the village? Several long scratches that look like claw markings run vertically along several trees along the outskirts. Near these trees, there's a prominent scent of rust. WTF, Rain's right. There's markings. Check the room description. Whoa. Yeah. Osmandius elucidates. The hell? I didn't write that. Stone must be messing with us. Well, whatever. You raise a brow of a sudden silence. I can assure you, whatever made these claw markings is still in this area, possibly above us at this very moment. Whoa. A shrill yowl pierces the canopy, thundering down at the collected travelers. Cruel snarls snake their way down tree after tree, embers glowing from beyond decayed metal sockets. Fluid seeps from the razor maws, setting foliage aflame as it drools out from between teeth. Oof. Very OMG. You leap backward and take a defensive position. Osmandius elucidates. Seriously, Stone, that's not funny. Who? Other travelers, Jace, Osmandius, Barry, Jan, and Stone. Oh, see, oh, shut it, Oz. This is exciting. Just play along for once. Jace grabs at the flask on his hip, unstopping it. A thin stream of water emerges, circling his head in large droplets. Barry screams and flips at the beats. At once, the ferocious mock beasts tilt their triangular heads toward the odd flipping elf. One lets out a shriek that sounds unmistakably human and launches from its perch toward the figure encircled in water. Jace raises a hand, turning 3 of the orbiting spheres into icy daggers. He thrusts forward, flinging them toward the incoming beast. We scan the situation as it unfolds, looking for any sorts of weaknesses the beasts may have. Two of the daggers scrape the surface of the beast's metallic exterior, carving long scars across its fire-blackened coat. The third shatters directly on the beast's muzzle, snapping in two. One of the shards twirls away, while the other slams straight into the creature's eye. The eye extinguishes in an instant, leaving the beast to yelp and back up, shaking its head and back and forth. Ozymandias nods, his deck of cards at the ready. A happy accident, Chase. We've confirmation of their weakness. Strike at their eyes. With a ceremonious motion, he displays the cards before him, letting each card twirl and reform into a single deck once more. You nod in confirmation and reach back, drawing an air arrow from your back. Go for the eyes. These new states. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Views to the south. From a low branch, another mock beast makes its presence known, snarling like an idling engine. Its legs are bent, ready to strike. Barry eeks and hides behind his yawn. Save me, baby. Jan nods and draws his broadsword. The beast in the tree remains and lets out an odd series of snorts that verge on laughter. Draw the unseen arrow through the shimmer in the air that is your bow, stretching back and taking aim. You let go, flinging a bolt directly toward the beast's eyes. The arrow just misses the beast, who grins with glee. As if on cue, a third beast bursts from the undergrowth, maw wide, jaws ready to snap closed on Jan's exposed backside. Jan falls asleep. Shit PRD. Oh, I see. So they fall asleep, quote-unquote, anytime their connection goes out. Chase shouts, Jan, and prepares another volley of ice daggers, flinging them at the attacking beast. And, oh, there we go. Chase waits to see if the attack's connected. Jace looks particularly anxious, wondering if the mock beast has been hit. Jace, Barry, and Jan. No stone. No Oz. Well, Oz left, so I guess that's not surprising. The hell did everyone go? Navigator's log, 2nd of June, 20XX. Delectable readers, the fact that you're now gluing your eyes to the 2nd edition of this publication means that your names are now amongst a list I keep under my pillow titled Best Friends Ever. Aww. Navigator, you must have thought, your elucidations have turned me onto a whole world of insecurities I never knew existed. First off, you're welcome. Second off, I am so very sorry. So check it out. Every day, I make my way alongside the mindless masses on their way to the train station. Only, you know, they're not mindless, because that would take away the point of making a cerebral network. The frames grasping their temples say, yes indeed, I have a mind, and it is so busy right now, you have no idea. Except I do. Ever notice how the little LEDs on the sides of your frames blink? That's your mind data, mind dat, transfer rate. If you're old school, you'll remember something like that from your router. Don't know what that is? Good. Stay off the internet. I hear it causes cancer. So these corporate drones are buzzing down the sidewalk like a bunch of fireflies sticking their butts in the air so as I can see just how busy they are. The busier they are, the juicier the data. Bit of a seductive mating call to us Navigator types. It gets you all bothered just looking at those flickering lights. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Go on, picture that for a sec. I'll wait. Anyhow, remember how I said the mind generates all these weird images as signals? That's all facilitated by the frames. The official device classification is Ocu-Neural Interface, but ONI, Demon, was too ominous an acronym for the Japanese partners, so the term frames was coined for the mass market. ONI would have been awesome. The interface transforms all those little electric synapses firing away into mind data. After that, it's all glorious wireless, ripe for the picking. So these kids, the blinky ones, remember the juicy shit I mentioned earlier? That happens when one of these train kids gets a message from work. The companies these kids work for? Big deals. Now, in the internet days, you'd need some serious backdoors to get into a corp's darknet, even during the past apocalypse. They'd store everything locally, employ all those attack dogs and laser drones, big fuss for everyone involved. A cerebral darknet, though. Give me an in, just a little, you fuck up one more time and you're fired memo, and it's all over. I can ride that subconscious all the way back to the source, straight into the land of, you'd pay how much for that intel? Readers, let me take an aside. The world really hasn't changed all that much over the past decade. We have computers that tap into our brainwaves, and that's swell. But is that much of a change? We had personal computers, and then we had laptops, and then we had smartphones, and now we have frames. We had bulletin boards, then we had the World Wide Web, the internet, and now we have the Cyranet. The shit we look at hasn't changed. Kids will be kids, adults will be something trying to deny it was ever a kid. When lifted up in a drunken haze of anonymity, we're still huge dicks. What the genius minds marketing the Cyranet will have you believe is that we live in a better time. Oh yes, they'll tell you that security risks and anonymity don't matter when it's your own personality and life on the line. When your ID is your id. Well, if you believe all that bullshit, then you're still a kid, and I'm the giant dick pissing on the parade. So, this train kid. Dark, sweater vest, tie, legitimately attractive. Their LEDs are blinking like their shit is about to explode. I don't even hesitate before I tap that signal and see what the hell is up with this kid. Now, I'm not gonna pussyfoot about. I've seen some, everything from dinosaurs goring baby elephants in their sleep to animatronic zombies putting on a full production of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Okay, that sounds amazing, though. I would totally watch that. Just putting that out there. In any case, here's the weird shit. This kid's MindDat imagery is fucking text. I'm talking DOS level shit, if you even know what that acronym means anymore. Black screen, white text, scan lines, the works. It's enough to take me off my game. Nearly lose my footing. Until I notice that this MindDat is headed somewhere big. Bigger than big. Whoever employs this kid has money, and they're sending that signal there. But I'm too late. The sheer absurdity of someone dreaming up a big wall of letters just hits me, and before I know it, things gone, trains stopped, and the stampede's trampling away any hopes this one has at the game of the century. Readers, let me tell you something. I've got fire in my blood. There's nothing that escapes the Navigator, and I'm gonna find this kid. Count on it. Till next time, Navigator out. Alright. Well, I think that's probably enough for today's episode. So, yep, escape back out. So, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm definitely liking it so far. Feel free to like or subscribe or maybe leave a comment or even check the doobly-doo, and from there you can find my Twitter, my Tumblr, my PayPal, my Patreon, in case you want to, talk to me or throw some money my way or whatever. Most importantly, be good to each other, and I definitely think you should come back next time to watch more of this, because I'm enjoying it. But we'll see. Alright, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye!